The Scranton School District plans enhanced security tomorrow. That deadly stabbing happened not far from Scranton High School. Fairgrounds, I'm standing right in the middle of Bear Creek Road, and it looks a lot more like a river right behind me. As you can see, this residence is now covered on all sides by water. There's still a lot of activity here in Pittston Township. You can see the cop cars going behind me. They're heading off. At this hour, they are looking for a shooter. They say several shots were fired in this area. 8th District Congressional seat again. It's his second time. 2020, it was the same situation, but tonight, Jim, how are you feeling? Popped the curb right about here, narrowly missing the tree behind me and a parked car. It then continued on through the entryway to the Bicentennial Monument, taking out a section of brick wall. One priest will cover both St. Clair of Assisi here in St. Clair and Holy Cross Church 15 minutes away in New Philadelphia. This morning it was time for street sweeping in the borough. Signs like this one warn drivers not to park along certain streets. PennDOT's asking people to stay off the roads, to be careful. It is dangerous out here, the conditions. Don't be acting like these guys. While certain crops like cucumbers may struggle in a dry season, other fruits and vegetables, such as tomatoes, actually grow and taste better. It was an interesting Friday afternoon for Danville resident Michelle Fallon. She was right behind a truck pulling a trailer down the I-80 exit for Danville. She saw the vehicle trying to cross Route 54.
I'm thinking, you're going to get hit, and the next thing I know, the dump truck hits the trailer, and they both go down and hit the trees.
When she got out to check on the driver, she realized the trailer had dropped more than a dozen wooden crates.
I walk up back on the hill, and this guy tells me, he goes, oh, he's hauling cats. I'm like, oh. So I go over to look in the crate, and there's this green cloth over it, so I peel it back, I stick my finger in there, and go, kitty, kitty, and it pops it up, and it's a monkey.
State police say the truck was carrying about 100 lab monkeys. 4 of them got out of their crates and ran away. Fallon saw one running into the woods.
We seen one run across it. They thought it looked like a small cat. It did look like a cat. They were small.
State police and Pennsylvania game wardens began combing the woods off of Route 54 in search of the monkeys, receiving aerial support from a state police helicopter with thermal cameras. After several hours of searching, investigators spotted at least one monkey. They shared this photo showing the creature high in a tree, perched on a branch. How can you ensure that a rise in the minimum wage would not lead to more inflation?
Raising the minimum wage from unconscionably low levels to some place where you can afford to actually live.
A friend of the family learned her daughter was pregnant and begged the doctor to perform an abortion.
Dr. Spencer was an atheist, okay, and did not believe that there was anything wrong with terminating a pregnancy.
Spencer practiced safely and discreetly, often providing his services for free. He would open his doors to patients for abortions from 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. before opening his practice for the day. In the decades that followed, Spencer performed
over 100,000 illegal abortions, all before Roe versus Wade.
He invited us in to show us the thermostat on the wall.
58 degrees.
Before heading out to his back deck where he's been sunbathing to keep warm.
Keep me nice and toasty.
Alan says it was so cold Tuesday night, he and his granddaughter had to check into a hotel. Lohman shot and killed Tamir Rice in 2014. The 12-year-old was holding a pellet gun, and the Department of Justice report showed Lohman fired shots 2 seconds after opening the door of the police car. He was never criminally charged, but his hiring in Tioga sparked protest.
The next morning when I woke up, it was everywhere, like it had just blown up like crazy, and I was like, holy crap, this is the same person. Like, I was shocked.
Tioga Mayor David Wilcox says the hiring was the Borough Council's decision.
I was just blatantly misled from the beginning.
At the meeting to accept Lohman's resignation, Councilman Alan Brooks moved to accept all the resignations at once. Councilman Robert Wheeler, president of the police committee, took issue.
How about you sit your ass down?
We're not going to do the meeting wrong. We can bring it up to the next one.
Bob, are you?
You're leaving to break quorum so they can't vote on it. It's nothing but a game.
You risk the public safety by allowing that officer to be hired.